I was really proud of our team. It was a heck of a performance, really on both sides of the ball, and I thought we stayed locked in and disciplined, even though once we got a working margin in the game. And you can tend to get really sloppy in those moments. Try to go for steals, try to go for blocks, take ill-advised shots, and it may not cost you in this game, it can cost you in the next. And I was really pleased with how locked in we stayed from start to finish. Biggest thing was really I thought we were tremendous on the defensive end and really guarding the three-point line. They've got a lot of guys that can really shoot it. They had taken 73s in 2 games coming in, and so we were able to hold them to 14 three-point attempts and only 2 makes. And that's really where we were locked in on that end. And then anytime you could assist almost 70% of your baskets, 20 assists on 29 made shots. The ball's moving around, and that was key for us as well.
What was that message at the first media timeout? 2-0, nothing was really going in for y'all, and y'all come out and have just this unbelievable run over the next 3 or 4 segments of the game.
It was really just continuing to play the right way, and we kept saying, don't look at the scoreboard. Just play the game the right way. No matter if you're down, if it's tied, you're ahead. And I thought at the beginning we weren't scoring, we weren't making shots, but they had 2. And so we weren't letting the ball not going in the basket affect how we were playing. There was no one-on-one play. And you can tend to see that. All of a sudden you go 3, 4, 5 possessions and you don't score. Sometimes guys just get the ball and lower their head and try to go get one. And now you look worse. Or what happens on the other end? A couple guys miss shots and they can duck their head on the defensive end, and that 2-0 lead becomes an 8-0 lead or 10-0 lead. I just thought we played the game the right way.
DeAndre, talk about going coast to coast early in the game, because that play really seemed to ignite, to spark that run that you guys went on 36-6.
Really I just got the ball, just got a steal, and I seen Fielder was one stepping up. I know he wasn't as fast, as athletic. So I seen he kind of running backwards, and I just kind of picked up the pace and went straight at him. I knew he couldn't turn his hips as quick as I could move.
Is this the best game a Middle Tennessee State team has played for you?
I thought it was a complete game. For this team, and going back over the last several weeks, you could see that there was potential for putting together a game like we did today, but we hadn't done it on both sides of the ball. I think it's a great point. I think it's Rice is pretty good. They've got some guys that can throw that thing in the basket. Fiedler's a terrific passer, and I just thought the pressure by our bigs, the alertness off the ball by our everybody else. It was a complete game for us.
This y'all did a good job attacking their screens defensively, getting them really uncomfortable, not able to really make any decisions off of those high ball screens. What in the scout were y'all trying to do to make that happen?
Just pressure, make sure we stay tight. We knew they was trying to get a 3 off of the screen, so we made sure to stay tight and take that away. And that was what we focused on the most.
Tonight a lot of your teammates had shooting nights that we haven't seen from them in a while. I think Eli was 4 for 5 from 3. Tyler Millen had a really good night shooting the ball outside. Well, what was it like seeing them put in the work this offseason to get performances like that out of them?
Oh, it's great. It's great. They put in the shots. They put shots up every day. And so when you move the ball like that and you're getting guys open shots, it's bound to go in when you put in that type of work.
Coach, what do you think disrupted their offense more, your team's defensive effort in pick and roll or dribble penetration?
I just thought we stayed out of defensive rotation all night long. They're really good at if your communication on the ball is bad, they get a step on you, you overhelp, they kick it for 3. If you stay attached, they take one more dribble getting downhill, and now they've got layups. And now they're getting everything. They're getting driving layups and kick out 3s. And they can get you in rotation pretty quick. If your ball screen coverage is off just a little bit, they get a half step, and Evie's fast. Olivari is a really good guard. And so if your ball screen coverage isn't very good, or your off-ball switching or on-ball switching isn't very good, you're getting ready to be in a rotation. And that's where they're so good at knowing where the ball needs to go. You come off of a guy having to rotate defensively, they know where it needs to go. And as soon as you get in defensive rotation, they're getting good looks. And so it's really important that we were solid on the ball, and I thought we were.
How good a defensive team can this be?
We told our guys, what's the word we've used? He can tell you. Defensively. What word do we use where we can get to defensively? Elite.
Yeah.
You know, I think we can be a very, very good team. You know, elite's a different category, but that's where we need to strive to be defensively. We've got good team length. Justin Buford, when he gets back, is going to provide more length and athleticism for our team. Another team captain. So I think we can continue to take steps forward defensively. Obviously, anytime you lose a player like Jalen Jordan for the year, you're going to kind of take a hit offensively. The young man just really shoots the cover off the ball. And so when we lost him, that was something that we preached to our team, like, you know, you're going to take just a small hit offensively. We've got to make a jump then defensively. And I think our guys have really taken hold of that.
Well, how about on the other end, offensively? What kind of offensive team can this be?
Well, I think we're doing a great job of sharing the ball. And, you know, I told our guys in the locker room immediately after the game, when you look at shot attempts, 4, 8, 7, 4, 8, 8, 3, 5, 4, 3, they're just sharing the basketball. And it makes you hard to guard. You know, 4 guys are in double figures, 11, 16, 14, 14. There's not a singular guy that's going to take 18 shots and average 22 a game that you can focus all your attention over here. And so that's what's really important as this team continues to move forward, is recognizing the importance of ball movement, player movement. And some nights he's going to do what he did tonight and get 16. On Saturday, it may be somebody else. And that's what this team has really been good about, is sharing the basketball. And so the more we do that, the more steps we're going to take offensively.
Eli, y'all seem to be open all over the court tonight, not just you, but Trayvon, Tyler, getting lots of good looks. So what do you attribute that to in y'all's offense, getting those looks tonight?
The biggest thing was, you know, when we played Saturday, spacing was a problem for us. So over the last few days, we just worked on spacing and really screening bodies, getting people open, running our offense the way we're really supposed to run it.
Eli, what's a game like this do for your confidence the next time you guys have a shooting slump?
You know, my mindset is always just keep shooting. So regardless if I have a good game like this or a bad game, I'm still going to shoot the same way the following night.
It's not too often you have a center and a power forward tied for the assist lead on the team like they did tonight. What can you say about Christian Fussell and Tiago Leonard and how they can get you guys the balls and get in good spaces?
I don't know. It's just we share the ball great as a team. So having those guys, you know, moving around the perimeter while they have the ball on the inside, just not standing still, always moving without the ball, and they're going to find us. So that's what we do.
Coach, have you seen their development in the passing game this offseason?
Yeah, we actually, that's something that we've really talked about in the offseason. Was last year we had 4 guys that had a positive assist to turnover ratio, and just need more players on the plus side of that. And 2 of the guys that had those plus numbers were Sims and Jefferson. And so we had to have guys that started taking care of the basketball even better. And to be a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio as a team, you're going to win a lot of games. And, you know, we talk about pass and catch all the time, you know, almost every day. If you're good at pass and catch in basketball, you typically get good shots. You know, there's some sports where, you know, in football, you need one guy that can really throw it. You know, they can pass it. The rest of the guys, you need about 5 or 6 that can catch it. And basketball's not that way. Anybody that goes in has to be able to pass the ball and catch the ball, or else it's hard to run offense. And we work on it all the time, and our guys were kind of popping it around tonight.
for all three of y'all, as best as I could ascertain, this is the earliest conference game in any conference this year. What's it like just to start with that win and know that you're going to be at the top of that ranking for a pretty decent amount of time?
I think it's a big boost, like to look up and know that you're sitting on top. All the other teams got to look at the thing and they see that we're on top. I think it's good that the new guys get to have a chance to see what conference play is like. So they played against a conference team and they got more games to prepare for it.
Yeah, it's definitely it looks good on the standings. You know, we won up for a while, but you know we're never satisfied as a group, and there's plenty of other great teams in this league. And Rice is still a good one. We still have to go see them in Houston, so we're not looking past anybody or getting too ahead of ourselves with this one win.
I think it's really good for some of our new guys to get experience in a league game. You know, Trey Green, Trayvon, even Justin Porter to play heavy minutes like that in a league game this early in the season can only pay dividends down the road. You know, now whether it's this weekend at Missouri State or next week on a neutral floor we're in Canada, Trey Green's not going to – he'll be this much less nervous or this much less apprehensive if his number's called because of tonight's minutes. That experience just matters. And so to get it in a league game this early in the season is only going to help us.
Do you make your own schedule? Do you handle it?
One of my assistants, Wes Long, and myself, he brings opportunities to my attention and across my desk. And
You
yeah.
get veto power is what you're saying.
I guess that's a good way to say it. I guess I have veto power, but at some point you got to put together a schedule.
So these next 5 games are
Tough.
challenging and also important.
Yep.
And so did you two put this together thinking this is like where you could make your case for an at-large bid?
I think with the schedule that we've got, if you can really kind of run the table and win a lot, it puts you in that conversation.
Right.
For sure. You know, we've got a tough league.
Mm-hmm.
But by having a tough non-conference schedule as well, and teams that traditionally finish towards the top of their respective leagues. You look at Hofstra, Stephen F. Austin, Montana State, Belmont, Murray State, Chattanooga. You're talking about teams that historically are in the NCAA tournament or they're 20-plus win teams. And so if you can perform well against them, it generally means you've got a pretty good chance in your league to perform well.
Do you guys look ahead at the schedule? You guys?
We do.
What's coming up?
Mm-hmm.
So you realize what he's talking about, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
How do you're looking forward to the challenge?
Oh, definitely. It's nothing but good for us. Each game will make you better. Each next game is the most important game. So learn from each game, know what you got to do, preparing for each game. So the tougher the game, the better we are, the harder we prepare.
So what do you do with this game watching the film? Is there a teaching moment, or is this like, you know how a bad loss isn't worth watching? Is it this easy a victory not worth watching?
No. It's definitely worth learning from, just to see why did you have so much success, really on both sides of the ball. It's important to see it, and we'll definitely watch it, but we'll watch it. We're off tomorrow. We'll watch it a little bit on Thursday before we move on to Missouri State. You know, we got to mentally enjoy the win, but the semester's winding down. These guys got some schoolwork to keep solid on, because next week we go to Canada. Then we go to St. Bonnie's, and then when we get back, it's finals. And so
How do you get there, St. Bonnie?
it's not easy.
Yeah.